Hello everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Officer Dutson. I'm the School Resource Officer at Explorer Middle School, usually when we have school and when you guys are there. But right now I'm back working patrol, but I was asked to do a virtual tour with you guys today. We haven't done this before, I haven't done this before, but we're going to give it our best shot. I'm here at the Everett Police Department main lobby. As you come in, typically, behind me is the records department. Where they hold all our records, reports, information. You can come in and get it from them. We're going to start here. We have some showcases here that have some of the history of the Everett Police Department. Over here, you can see in this display case, this one's going to have some examples. Again, this is very old. Burglar tools, picks, some things that were recovered that they would use. Drug paraphernalia, some of the old weapons that were recovered, and fingerprint stuff, old brushes. Moving over here, we have some of the tools that were used by police officers back in the day. Examples, some of the handcuffs and restraints that we would use. Moving on up, we have the badges, kind of a history of the badges that we've used here at the Everett Police Department. Over here in this case is an example of what we use for communication. The old-time police boxes where people would have to run to a box on the street corner and call the police, on up using radios, and to the radio there, the most recent, they've even gotten smaller and more efficient. Lastly, we have a formal uniform used by the Honor Guard. They've changed slightly since then, of course. These are uniforms that we would use for special occasions, ceremonies, and maybe even going to court. Most of the officers that you see will be dressed as I am in a typical patrol uniform. So sometimes we have to wear the formal uniforms for other special events, occasions, and maybe even going to court. Hey guys, welcome to the second floor. Here I'll explain, we've got our police administration unit. This is where our chief and other administrators work in their offices. As well as you walk down here, this floor has a couple of our special investigation units, our detective units. In here we've got our major crimes detectives, we've got our property crimes. Along with that, there's other units located in various different locations in the building here. We've got special assault unit, we've got financial crimes. Anyways, we've got various detective units here located. So after we take the initial reports, those go to the detective units for further investigation and follow-up. So in addition to the investigation unit, we also have various specialty units here in the department. Some of those include, we have a marine unit that is they patrol the waterways. We have a dive unit that's part of that marine unit where they will be called out for evidence recovery, which involves water, of course. We have a gang unit. We have a downtown bicycle unit that deals with the downtown corridor and the businesses. And we have the SWAT team, as most of you probably have heard, right? You heard that term all the time, where they go to special situations that are maybe more involved or high risk, and assist patrol and other units with that. We have the COET team, Community Outreach and Enforcement Team, where officers are teamed up with social workers to help different people with housing, possibly drug addiction. I know there's other units I might be forgetting, and those might come up later, but we'll move on. Hey, there you are. Hey guys, welcome to the briefing room. Have a seat. So let me tell you about the briefing room. So this is where we typically, as patrol officers, we typically meet with our supervisor or sergeant before or at the beginning of each shift, before each day, so that we can talk about current crime trends, problems, issues that we're facing here in the city, ways that we can help or improve as police officers, help serve the community better. The sergeant will typically have some information for us that we need. we can kind of chat back and forth with other officers, share information, things that we've been finding. Also, other units use this room, of course, not just patrol. We've got ACT unit, K9 unit. We have the motors unit, which I failed to mention before, that the motors unit is traffic detectives that will investigate major collisions, accidents, car accidents, as well as the guys that drive around on the motorcycles. And they give tickets to people who are not obeying the speed limit. You guys can see behind me, these are the body-worn cameras that officers would wear on their uniform. That helps with public transparency so that the public can see what we're doing, why officers made certain decisions that we did, and what we do on a daily basis. Also, part of that is evidence collection for us, the videos themselves. Along with these, some other things that we're doing as a police department to involve the community is the Spider Tech. What that is a program that we've just initiated and started to where each 911 caller receives a text message from dispatch, from the police department, talking about letting them know whether it's wait time or what the officers are doing. And they can also have the ability to do some follow-up and give their opinions of what they felt their service was like, if they were happy with what they received. Along with body-worn cameras and Spider Tech, some of the other things that we're doing as a department to involve the community is the Chiefs Community Advisory Board that involves or includes, citizens and youth or students in the community. So the chief can use them as kind of a sounding board, and they can give feedback of things that they're seeing as well. So they'll give us an idea of the best ways that we can serve the community. You guys are probably familiar with some of the youth programs that we do, the JPA, the Casino Road Soccer Camp, Badges for Baseball, National Night Out we also do, as well as the 4th of July. We have quite a large celebration here at the precinct. Allows people to come in, do a tour, and we have all our specialty units out along the streets so they can talk to officers and find out more about our department. All right, guys, so moving on down the hall here. First office we have is the COET team. I mentioned to you before, the Community Outreach and Enforcement team. That's where a group of officers are paired with social workers that go out on the streets and talk to people who are in need of housing, help with possible drug addiction, and a whole myriad of issues. And they can deal with them and help them. Along this whole wall, we got our sergeants' offices. Sergeants are our supervisors for patrol officers, COET team, different areas. So the sergeants are there to have their own offices and help supervise us. Right here we have our downtown unit here that has their own office, computers where they can type reports. Moving on down the hall here, we've got our interview rooms where we'll bring people in that need to either report something to us. We'll step on in. We have a table here. It's a little echoey in here, but table here where they can write down their statements and we can talk to them. We have a second room as well. Another interview room. Another one here. Here we have our temporary holding cells. These are essentially mini jail cells. We'll step on in a second. Not much to them. Little bench where they can wait. These are secured doors. We lock them. We just, at this point, this is where we can bring somebody just temporarily, help while we process them, or that we're bringing them in to interview. And from here, we'd be transporting them to the jail. So the next area we have out here is the officer patrol work area, where they can come in, officers can come in, type up their reports, and do all their business, impound evidence, whatever they need to do. Not much more, I believe. We have an area behind you where we use for securing our evidence, getting it ready to impound. Hey guys, so this is my patrol vehicle. You guys, some of you know me, have seen it before, parked out in front of the school. we have a lot of equipment in here that help us do our job effectively. One of the main pieces of equipment inside here is our computer. Helps us get information from dispatchers, information we need for a call. We have our radio down here. As you can see, the mic, so we use to communicate with dispatch or other officers. We have a printer actually as well that's involved, so linked up to our computer, so we can actually print out reports, print out information right here in our car, which is really handy. Along with that, the lights, which are kind of cool. If I flip that on, there's one, there's two, our lights. One more blip. When I step out, and show you some of the equipment. By the way, you see those lights behind you, please pull to the right, right? Have your parents pull to the right. Some of the gear that I wear to help me do my job, I'll go ahead and go through that real quick. So this is my portable radio, okay? Help me communicate with dispatch when I'm outside of the car. We've got an ASP that extends out. Handcuffs, you guys always ask to see these. Many of you have seen those. Handcuffs that I keep with me, a couple extra magazines for my firearm. Here is typically a first aid kit, but right now, it's actually a breather mask for COVID stuff. So when we go into the hospital, we can protect ourselves and others. Of course, our handgun. I've got my taser on this side. Other than that, our typical uniforms. Oh, as well, this whole thing is a ballistics vest, okay? The whole thing helps protect me. Then I got my badge up here. Identifies me as an Everett police officer, and my name and badge number, Officer Dutson. We also have our typical Everett police patches on the shoulder. All right, this is a big police badge on the back, and this is typical what most police officers in the city of Everett wear. All right, guys, well, that's the end of our virtual tour today. I had a great time. I appreciate you guys joining me. I really do look forward to the time when we can all be back together in the schools again. Hopefully that'll happen soon. I enjoy being with you guys, and I really look forward to that time. But I've got to head back to work, so it's been a pleasure. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care and be safe.